Last question, because I probably have gone on too long. Right over here, yes, I'm sorry.
The question that I have is about your electability. And the question goes to both women. You mentioned that you are Catholic. Your opponent is pro-choice. Could you tell the women in this audience what your position is and how local your position is in terms of...
Yeah, I have, and I regret, do we have our press package? Where's my guy? Gail, could you grab and bring in one of the press packages? I have a whole two-pager, and I should have done it. And I was glad if you give Gail here your email. It's on my website. I have a two-pager on every issue from GLBTs, you know, how crazy Don't Ask, Don't Tell is, all the way to on pro-choice, on women issues. I am Catholic. I can't go back to my high school and speak. They don't permit me. The Cardinal has just invited me 3 times from Catholic high school colleges I would try to speak at. But I believe that women have the right to choose. Now, I also believe many other things. I have 6 sisters, as I mentioned. I think I mentioned it. There is still discrimination. The Lily Ledbetter, you know, and I don't mean this, you brought up my opponent. If you don't mind, I'll just mention one. And I don't mean this way, I respect him. He and I just disagree. Lily Ledbetter Paycheck Fairness Act, you all familiar with it? We passed it. So now a woman who gets discriminated against on her first paycheck, it used to be the Supreme Court said if she doesn't say in that first paycheck, I got discriminated against, she can't say, she doesn't find out to her 5th paycheck, she can never sue. We said no. Every paycheck is an act of discrimination. However, and my opponent voted for that. He's supportive of that. That's good. But what doesn't get brought out, he also voted for an amendment an hour before that a Republican brought up that said the woman would have to prove that she did not know that that first paycheck was an act of discrimination. In other words, the proof would still be on the woman. And so I only bring that up because you commented on my opponent, so I felt I should just come back. You're going to always know where I stand. You've heard me talk before about single payer, you know, or others have. This group when I came up here before. But there's many other things. For example, I've had 2 women business procurement sons. I work for the chairman of the Small Business Committee, where I'm vice chairman. It shows you, as a freshman I was, shows you Congress has a sense of humor. And I brought her up and had 300 businesswomen come together. I've done that each year. I have a businesswomen's procurement summit. Why? Because 23% of all federal contracts are supposed to go to small businesses. When you really nail it down, only 3% of those small contracts that go to women-owned business, and almost all of them are in Washington, D.C. area. There's real discrimination going on there. And I've got a whole page, and 2 pages that will walk you through where I said. I'm big on it because I got a 8-year-old daughter. So, I mean, it's the right thing to do. Last question it was somebody here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have an important national defense issue that I think you might well be aware of. I've been crusading for it for about 1.5 years now, and that was an idea that was promoted by our previous administration of putting missile defense installations in Poland and Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
Wrong. We have our Navy, and their Aegis cruisers and these words, which is affected the world.
This is a wonderful issue, and if I could go on this is one I've been working on since last September. We are putting, and the president, if anybody follows defense, it's a very intricate dance I think he's doing, which is very, very wise, and will save us billions of dollars in missile defense. The last administration said, let's place a missile site and a radar site in Poland and Czechoslovakia, in the Czech Republic, in order to shoot down an Iranian missile that years from now might be able to meet the United States. Oh, by the way, it can protect part of Europe. Can't protect Israel, but protect parts of Europe. This is billions of dollars. And the Russians hate it.
Yeah.
So here's what should be done. And 2 studies, this is why I say since September, 2 studies have actually not said to do this, but it's proven that the naval capability we presently have at sea, with a little bit of software upgrade, I'm talking a few million, for 82 ships that you can move around the world, would give you the same defensive capability. And we cover all of Europe and even Israel, the Middle East. And so, if you remember, the president went out to Prague about 2 months ago to talk on counterproliferation. He said we want and we do want to defend Europe, not with a European, he said, with a cost-efficient system. It was a code word, I'm hoping, to get away from spending billions, which would waste defense money, which we'd use elsewhere, and to use the ships out here. Plus, what you do is you trade those things off, say, okay, Russia, we're not going to put a site there. Okay? Help us with Russia, with Iran. Diplomatically, not that, because they sell a lot of the, give them the technical upgrade for their uranium and all that stuff, the nuclear stuff. And you kind of work in a political military way. We still have the same defensive capability for those that say Democrats are softening up, defense. I mean, we've unfortunately had a perception of being weak on national defense credentials since the Vietnam War. I'm not saying we are, it's a perception. And I'll never remember, as I used to go around early in the morning, each morning to hand out brochures, they say, hi, I'm a retired Navy Admiral, I'm not homeless. And I handed them the brochure and said, I'm a Democrat running for Congress. And the fourth person I said that to was a young woman who said, you gotta be kidding me. And my point is that we have a better approach that saves money that we lose otherwise and is better. So you trade off the land-based stuff they don't like, have them as part of the deal work with Iran diplomatically, we still get this defensive stuff that's there anyway to say that we can still do the same. It's a brilliant move, and that's what part of what you try to do quietly and move it along the path. You're the only one who's ever asked me that question.